Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for 100 Girlfriends Season 2 finale for now. As we reach the end of our current selection of 100 Girlfriends, I sort of thought to myself this morning, what can I say about 100 Girlfriends that I haven't said already? It's a pretty simple show. It's not like there are endless depths to be plumbed here. And then I went, oh god, that's really stupid. I'm me. I'm who the hell do you think I am? I'm gonna yap about this, obviously. And also, there are unplumbed depths here, and depths that we should plumb over and over because they're deeply valuable in a way that doesn't ever stop being valuable. More like it's a planet rotating, and every time the sun rises, it's worth looking at, even if it's the same every time. Can you imagine living your life and being like, oh, boring, a sunrise again? Ugh. Such is our experience of 100 Girlfriends. A girlfriend again? Boring. No, it's not boring. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's silly, it's ridiculous, and every time that it engages in that ridiculousness, it reminds me of important things. So I want to start this ending, begin this video about the ending, by talking about some things that I've really valued about 100 Girlfriends. And the first of those is a safe place to go. As an emotional space, shows, pieces of media, they create an environment. They create a place to go. I think it's part of the reason that even when you're in a rough place, you can go somewhere else through fiction, through a book, through a show, through a screen, through ideas, through stories. The nature and tenor of those places is determined by their content, by the way that characters interact within them, by the things that you can expect out of them. For a world where anything is possible, where insanity happens on the regular, where things are absurd to the absurdest degree, 100 Girlfriends feels safe to engage with, always, for me. Maybe not for some. Valid, fine. To me, it's safe. There are a lot of shows that are like that, but it's worth pointing out here. When I watch an episode of this show, I'm confident that I'm going to come away with the feeling, at least, if not some concrete example and way of it happening and way of applying it, the feeling that people can be good to each other, because I just watched some examples of it. The feeling that it's worthwhile to be good to each other. The feeling that humanity has hope in microcosm when we interact with each other with compassion and the ability to open our eyes to one another and see each other. That there's hope for romance, that there's love in the world, that even when characters make mistakes or do something silly, there's forgiveness coming down the line, because that's the substructure of our show. The show is about that. It's built around that, and so it's safe to engage with because it's never going to cross those lines. It's never going to actually betray my trust on that level. And maybe I'm fucking wrong, and that would be crazy, but it's something that I really value about it, and I want to point out, because I think it's something that we subconsciously really value about a lot of anime shows. And over the past couple of weeks, which have been chaotic and full of lots of stuff, there's been a little whuppie who went into heat and then got spayed, and so I think the last time that I recorded, I had just gone and gotten diapers for the puppy. She's been spayed. She's fine. She came out of it happy as a clam. She's currently wearing a donut that is a literal strawberry donut. They're inflatable and very cute. She's got a big inflatable strawberry donut, and she's running around being happy as she can be. But it's been stressful, you know? And it's been a couple weeks, and it's been a stressful time. And during that time, the conclusion that I've come to kind of is that I rely on shows that feel safe to have a place to go to relax, but it's not really relaxation. It's to engage in a space where I can empty out and refresh almost. Refresh certain ideas and things that kind of get worn down over time, over interactions with people, over little petty grievances and stuff, and they start to creep in and start to lose some of that feeling like everything can be okay, feeling of hope, feeling of trust, feeling like, oh, it's worthwhile to put effort into other people and things like that. Somehow engaging in media that demonstrates like characters being good to each other refreshes that part of me, spiritually, soully, whatever. Refreshes that part of me in the way that sleep refreshes the brain of toxins and buildups, you know? In the I don't know, but it feels like it's an important part of the set of things that I consume on a regular basis, as though it's a piece of nutrition for my mind and my consciousness that's really important. And I wonder just how important it is that people engage that consume good nutrition, good psychological nutrition. And good is a big question, right? But nutrition that feels safe to them, content that feels comfortable, that's positive in its leaning. There's not much conscious attempt to create a lot of that outside of children's programming. You know, children's programming is built with purpose. It's like, it's propaganda. It's like, hey kid, be a good kid. This is how you do it. Please God, don't become a delinquent murderer. Children's programming is kind of propagandistic. Bluey is pure propaganda for don't hurt your siblings and be nice to each other, right? That's fucking propaganda, and we're trying to train that into children, but we stop at some point. We just stop. We're like, adults have it figured out, and they don't need this anymore. And I disagree. As an adult, I think I need it. I think I need it on a regular basis. I think I need to be consuming positive stuff, whatever that looks like, constantly. And maybe if it was all the time, everything is that it gets boring or loses its flavor or whatever. But I think it's part of a complete diet. I think it's really important to be experiencing human created works demonstrating human ideas and human ideals. And I think that 100 Girlfriends does that over and over and over and over, and I value it. So thank you, 100 Girlfriends, for being a show that creates a place psychologically where I can go and I feel safe, because I think that the characters are going to act generally in ways that affirm things that I strive for on an ideal level. Things that I agree with, at least consciously, at least rationally, and it sort of like proves them in playing them out and reaffirms them in different parts of my brain and lights up the parts of my memory and the parts of my decision making that are wrapped around ethics, reasoning, what's good. It forces me to engage with those over and over, and I value that. I want more of it. I want more shows like it. I like it. The second thing that I want to talk about here at the beginning: examples, icons, idols, heroes, people we look up to, people to learn from. How do I put this? I think broadly, people have a desperate need for examples, human or human-shaped examples of how to live and be. And I think any human example you find will inevitably be deeply flawed, because that's a human. And we need to do a lot of work to engage in the sort of compassion around that and understanding around that, and realize that people contain multitudes and are very strange entities, and that, like, the fact that somebody is a great philosopher and also an adulterer are things that we can hold in weird, hypocritical disagreement and still recognize that this is a person who's contributed useful things, right? That we can look up to parts of a person and parts of their actions while completely disavowing other things, right? Like, A person can have terrible ideas in one field and be brilliant in another, and can have created the greatest principle of moral philosophy ever and still lived a life that's terrible, right? Genuinely horrible. And we're at deep risk of throwing all of those good things out when we are disillusioned by realizing that those people are flawed. I think one of the solutions to that is fictional examples, because those fictional examples need not be flawed necessarily. And there's a flaw in that, right? Because then you maybe expect people in your real life to act like those fictional examples and be flawless, and that's not so great. But at least you don't have to get disillusioned because your favorite anime character turned out to be a PDF, right? Like, great. I think this show presents in Rentaro an extraordinary example of a human. He's a compassionate human being. He gets rewarded for it. He's the cream of the crop. He's got a bajillion girlfriends who are all cute, and his life is going well and stuff, and it's all because of how he acts, because of the way that he engages toward the world. The show is crystal clear on this all the way through. Rentaro is extraordinary, and in a good way. Beyond, the goodest boy, an ideal of ideals, right? Like, truly the lamb of lambs, the most innocent, right? A little bit absurd. And that's great. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want in an icon. Why do we need things like that? Why would we need things like that? Why is it important? Well, I think it's important that we get those, like, affirmed stories and things. I think it's important that we have places to go emotionally. I think it's important that we have heroes. I think there is a strong lack of good male role models, period. Real, fictional, across the board. There are lots. A lot of them have a lot of flaws. And fine, people are flawed, blah, 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 blah. Right now, if you go on the internet and you try to figure out what it means to be a good man in those terms, you're red pill tracked algorithmically. The chances that you find your way onto a podcast that gets you into the recommendation loop, that sends you on a path that leads to generally conservative ideas around restricting rights to other people and connect from there to all sorts of bad shit, really high, I think. I think that the chances that you find really good information, good examples, are really low. And that when you do find people who are setting themselves up as examples, they're doing it as a fucking grift. They're doing it as a grift. I'm not out here trying to be a male role model. I'm doing my own exploration of identity and understanding of self in the world, and maybe that's a role model to you, and that's awesome. But I'm finding a really valuable role model in Rentaro. And the reason that I bring this up here and now is because yesterday, in my Discord, a really interesting conversation happened that I want to talk through a couple of parts of without mentioning names of anybody who is talking in it or anything like that, because it made me aware of something that's always in the back of my mind a little bit. Member of my Discord went into our Vent channel. I've got a channel on the Discord called Vent, and it's just, I made it a number of years ago because I noticed a trend of people having stuff that they needed to get off their chest and not necessarily wanting to do that like in a general chat where people are talking over them or where people are really incentivized to like give them advice or whatever, just to get something off your chest and not expect other people to engage with. I thought it would be really useful to have a thread for that. So I made one, and it's been there, and dozens and dozens of people over the life of the channel have used it for all sorts of things, and I read it. I read everything on my server, pretty much, unless it's in spoiler channels that I explicitly don't read, and I have mods to read and stuff. But I read it, and I always try to, like, engage with people when they're venting about stuff that's really important to them. Somebody went into the chat, and I'll just paraphrase, said, "I'm really struggling with knowing what it means to be a man. Like, let alone a good man. Like, what the fuck does it mean to be one? My dad doesn't want to be part of my life. He has treated the women in my life badly, and so I don't have a good example of how to do that. I don't know how to do I hear all these words about what men are supposed to be: strong, capable, provider, emotionally intelligent, whatever. And I don't know what those mean in practice. I don't have fucking examples, right? Those are just words that anti-disestablishmentarianism, gobbledygook. It's like, great, good, I'll be gobbledygook. I'll be as gobbledygook as I can, and that'll make me a good person. What the fuck? My dad is purely a negative example for the most part. Anger, explosive behaviors, arrogance, egotism. And the one thing that I'll quote, how am I supposed to learn anything from you, Dad? And you might say, well, you've learned some things. You've learned some things of what not to do. But if you go with that as your baseline, without consciously engaging with your trauma and like doing some real fucking work that I don't know how to do all of because I'm not a trained psychotherapist. I don't know. I'm still working on it myself, you know? If you do that and you go, I'm going to be a different kind of dad. I'm going to be a different kind of man. I'll use all those as the examples of what not to be. You're going to send yourself spiraling down an identical hole. Identical. So how the fuck do you do it? It's not like he's physically abusive. He's just distant, gone, not there. All of a sudden, now society is pressuring me as I'm becoming a man, aging up, to figure out what it means to be you. Who are you now? And you need to put a label on yourself now. And it's going to stick forever. I don't know what country this person is in, but if you're not considered strong and muscular, if you don't want to objectify women, then you're gay and a liberal snowflake and a wuss. And I have no guidance. I go to the gym, I eat well, I do all of these things, but I have no confidence in my own ability to be that thing. I don't even know what that thing is because I don't even have a direction to point toward. I've got a direction to point away from, not like him. Not like him. Who do I point toward? And then I look at characters designed to be masculine. I'd much rather be like Thorfinn or Superman than be like my father. And you can imagine that that was the part that I hooked into and was like, there's a piece of our answer, man. Because humans are flawed. You can pull aspects of people that you meet, elements of the way that they act and the way that they treat each other and the way that they behave. You can pull elements of those and incorporate those and build those into your framework. But fiction is such a wealth of examples. Why not look there too? This conversation turned into many dozens and dozens of messages between many individuals talking about the pressure to fall down those like Andrew Tate style rabbit holes, talking about content creators who create content that's aimed at men and the difficulty of finding ones who don't engage down like sexist, misogynistic pathways. Where do you find that? Eventually, one of the female members of the server chimed in to bring in a different perspective and mentioned safety. And this is how I think this ties in to what I was talking about before about a place that feels safe in terms of the show. I think a lot of the things that the show provides are the same kinds of things that a man provides. Safe. Like an aura around you. Like a paladin aura, if you're in D&D terms. I think, and I wrote this out in the thread, I want to rehash it. I think if you add +1 safety on various fields in various ways to everyone who's near you or in contact with you, then people pick up on that. At like the most baseline, that means like not doing the things that are unsafe, obviously, right? Like not acting aggressive, threatening, unpredictable, scary. Those things, those head in the opposite direction. If you can provide a calm demeanor in trying times. If you're there when the shit hits the fan, that's safety, and that's highly masculine. That's good male. If you can provide literal physical safety through shelter, nutrition, that's safety, and that's masculine. If you can provide physical safety by deterring other threats, that's safety. And I think that that's right on. A huge amount of the things that we should value is what it means to be a good man and good human in a more general sense, because we're all closer to each other than we are apart, right? Like, and to take a Jungian perspective, every man has a female half in you, right? Like, for real, let's not be silly. A woman can act just as masculine as a man, and vice versa. And I think that if we accept that paradigm of safety, then we can then recast toxic traits that are viewed or framed as masculine as outgrowths or perversions of that understanding. That calm in difficult situations is perverted into this kind of stoic indifference. That kind of protective physical protection is fetishized into bloodthirst and violence. That it loses the core meaning of it and just retains the trappings. That production, like the ability to provide, is perverted into this hoarding that destroys the environment around in order to maintain a little power, right? So I think what we end up with is a core set of ideas that if you, as a human being, even let's dismiss the man part, fuck it, as a human being, can create a little bit of added security, safety, calm, comfort, good for those people in your general vicinity, then you are on you're way on your way, man. And I think that if we take that as an idea and we extend it outward, what are the people making this show doing? Well, they're making that kind of little bubble of safety and spreading it out, 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 out. And in doing so, they're providing for themselves and their families, right? And they're creating more jobs for other creative people to work on and stuff. And they're like fulfilling themselves and pursuing something useful so that they don't become resentful toward their place in the world. And all of these piece together to be like, oh, this is a multi-layered thing where all the layers are sort of turning in unison to make one big thing turn in an interesting direction. And all of it serves to create examples that it's following itself, which encourages me to follow the example because it sort of proves itself in doing it. Yeah? The story that's successful is about relationships that are successful because the character within it is successful, because his ideas are successful, because they're the ideas of the person who made a successful story that blah, 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 blah. And it all sort of spirals back in on itself. And so that's why our drawing for the day is like a cross-section view of a planet shaped like a heart with all these layers in it, because inside you've got the core spinning, and it's kind of driving forces that maybe are unseen and unseeable that create protective shields around the whole thing and make the whole thing work. And as we, become that weird movie, The Core, and tunnel into the core of the heart in order to start it spinning again, our characters revitalize and our show sets in motion once more and refreshes us to these ideas about being good. Simple ideas, the kinds of ideas that I say at the beginning. What more can be possibly said about these? And the answer is, now we're 28 minutes in, and I could just keep going. And maybe I've gotten muddled a couple of times, but I think there's a thrust here, and that thrust is that doing good things is good. And that's what it means to be a good person, I think. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I like 100 Girlfriends. I like it a lot. As a show. It is a perfect example to me of how silly, dumb things can be so much more in process of experiencing them. It's one of those quintessentially human things that A little pebble on the beach is just a pebble on the beach, but in a different context, it's it's the rock you picked up on the day that you met your future wife who's now dying of cancer. It's the most important fucking object in the world. So, like, this thing is dumb and silly, and also it means everything. All the universe in a grain of sand. 100 Girlfriends is a hell of a grain of sand, and it's heart-shaped, and it's got lots of layers to it. Yeah? Yeah. All right, I've blathered long enough. It is my job. It's what I'm here to do. I hope you've enjoyed it a little bit. To me, this feels like tying a bunch of things together. To you, maybe it's just a mess. Maybe it's just a word scramble, and I'm sorry for that. Sometimes I get word scrambled. But a whole bunch of things sort of clicked into place for me when I started thinking about the show as an example of a good action taking form, and all of the characters within it as examples of characters acting in good faith. And it's like, wow, that's a place I like being. That's a place I like being. What if I could create places that other people like being? Oh, maybe that's what it means. Maybe Rentaro creates in his love, his heart becomes a world that is a place that his girlfriends would like to be. I'd like to create a world that people would like to be. This show creates a place that I like to be, and so I'm going to learn from it. There we go. I feel like I'm on the verge of tears now. That felt important. Ah. Okay. Let's watch 100 Girlfriends Season 2, Episode 11. This episode is titled Tsundere Lost. I have no idea what the fuck that means, but I think that we're going to focus on one Karane because she is our tsun. I wonder if, like, in the ultra long term, when there are 10 fucking seasons of 100 Girlfriends, if the finale two-parter each time will be about the ordered girlfriend. Because it was Hakari, but also Hahari, and now it's gonna be Karane for the thing. So maybe it'll be third girlfriend for the third season, and fourth girlfriend for the fourth season, and onward. I don't know. Let's watch the show. I've got episode 11 up and ready to go. There'll be two versions, picture in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep time to count you down. I'm speeding through it because I've spent so long talking. Beep time to count you down. Let's go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna poll for new shows. Check that out. Beep timer. What kind of flowers are they? Oh. No, Rentaro. Whoa. That feel when your love interest takes your tsundere-ness seriously? Terrifying dreams. Yeah. You're gonna lose him by being a tsun. Oh, but then is she gonna hide her tsun, and then it'll be like, where the fuck is your tsun? You're not yourself. That's my guess. You gotta be yourself. But also you gotta be honest about what you really want. That's a cool setup. I wonder how completely bullshit absurd it's actually gonna be, because that's not the actual setup. No way. Oh my gosh, I just noticed the ZZZ hair. Holy shit. 11 times, and I'm still noticing good things. Were there always two there? Was that weird? What? Am I just insane? I feel like I'm just insane. Hato? What? That's weird. That's very weird. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You sure? You don't want to share a cookie with Retro? Everybody's having fun except Karane, huh? You're Birkin. You're Birkin. You're Birkin. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yummy. Ah, I don't like it. Shut up, Hockery. Oh! I thought her whole face was gonna eat it, like the like the eye. Everybody's got French tips. They say that sumo isn't about size, but I think that there should be categories, maybe. Oh shit. Loves it. Huh. C- Wait, is that Ghouls and Ghosts? Notably difficult Ghouls and Ghosts? That's very good. My path! I saw the test tube glow. She saw the test tube glow! She's taking undairy medicine. Well, did it just break? Everybody acting around her. But she's already been tsunderified. I heard the thing break. Ugh. What? What? I asked how it was going to go absolutely insane, and there it is. Why is the sun gone? Or is it just hovering over her head? Yeah, that's weird. So we're gonna lose the We're gonna lose all the flavor to her, right? I mean, she's gonna be cute and fine, but... Yeah, spooky. Weird. Gok. Hot. uh. Ogre. Whoa. Wait. I love that it calls itself out. I mean, what the fuck? Oh. She's not gonna be soon about the tits either. No denial now. We just don't need it. This is why I wondered if the flowers at the beginning were lilies. Intimidated. Aww. Yeah. The voice change is the worst. Are her hair things meant to resemble little apple rabbits? God fucking damn it. I love all the little jokes. They're so good. Damn, well, something's missing. Yeah, you love getting hit really hard is what you love. Yeah, it's almost like people being who they are. No, you couldn't. This is so funny. She's such an important part of the show. Okay, Kazuri. You just want her to be all into you. Yeah. Let's get our Karane back. I don't want to be back the way that I was. Fascinating. If you become someone else, to become herself again means this person dies. Yeah, let's go talk and walk. It's not like I wanted to hold your hand or anything, Baka. She's just able to be straightforward. Yeah. But he knows. That's the part that she doesn't get. It was probably like, despite how I was, you know? Probably like, in spite of all my flaws. Yeah. The you who's you. I'll fall in love with her too? Yeah. But you're taking something away from everybody else. Fuck. It's got energy of like, I'm not gonna let my friend treat my friend that way. Yay. Okay, now I'm thinking that's gonna be really difficult somehow. What if we accidentally tsunderify somebody else? That is correct. There might not have been a CM break. Shatter it and spill it on everybody else. The tsunderes. Mm. So it's just a universal force that's just energy. Uh-oh. So what did you just put in her? Yeah, we gotta save her heart. We're gonna capture that light in a bottle and put it in her. Yeah. Tsundere loss. Huh? Huh? Give her an example? Oh, we were saying, what if you... I got it. Okay. Hmm. What are you blocking? You're not blocking anything. We see everything. Terrifying. But mm. Still not letting you have her. The Blursed one. Good. Back when there were only 2 girlfriends. Look how far we've come. Maybe we should finish as 3 too. Sorry. We'll get you back. Can we donate our tsunderes? Yeah, we'll rebuild it. Let's get her back. We'll get our Tsun back. We're going to Tsun school. Perfect. Perfect. Definitely don't say the thing. Oh, God. Just getting caught up in the energy. Mm. Like a dog trying to get in the middle. Fuck. It's terrible. It's perfect. I see you, Hakari. Now I get it. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Oh, I thought she also just wanted to watch. Uh. They're just blacked out. Good thing I have those. Perfect. No. No perversion here. No perversion allowed. Plan complete. Definitely for no ulterior motives. Hmm. Hmm. They love you, man. They both do. Hmm. Pretending to be cat? Yeah. Girlfriends helping girlfriends. We love it. It may have all been a ploy. Fucking pervert. It's just blood loss. She'll be fine. We've got it on stock. Ridiculous. Infusion? Blood infusion? Give her a tsundere infusion? No, you're naughty. No, you're naughty. It's you. It's definitely you. It's all you. I think so. I think it's right on. Good God. This is insanity. I love it. Good. Okie dokie. I accidentally clicked at the end of the last second, but that's perfectly fine. This is a lot of fun. At core, it's got all the elements that it needs of being a solid 100 girlfriends idea. In this case, we're taking away a core character trait of one of our core characters, her defining features. And in some sense, that's the same as losing her, right? Like, still, there's an entity named Karane who has the same memories and stuff who's standing there, but she's not the same person anymore. The girl that we fell in love with is not this girl, and yet she is, which is quite strange. It's something that can really only happen super well in fiction. You can get amnesia and memory loss, or like get hit in the head and change your personality and stuff. But of course, we're dealing with sci-fi and a drug that does it. But what it does is it lets our characters be on a quest to get something back. And in context, it's the thing that Karane doesn't want about herself. She looks at herself and she's like, well, I'm pretty great except for this one thing. But everybody else is looking at her being like, you're pretty great. And that's a part of you that we see, right? Like, we see you, and it's not like you're pretty great and also you're kind of a tsundere. No, it's like you're pretty great. But she doesn't see it that way. She's like, I'm me, and the tsundere is a separate thing. It's like, as far as my ego constructed understanding of myself goes, this is outside of that. I squeeze that down. I don't want to be that. I want to repress that. I want to put it away. And so we have a mechanism delivered by the story, by the fact that our story is weird and silly, that lets us do that right away. Instead of doing deep, like, repression stuff and our character is, like, trying not to be a tsundere and whatever, which, like, you could do. What is tsundere-ness? It's, like, the inability to say what you really feel. And while it's a fictional archetypal thing, there are roots in real behaviors to it. Like, if you're ashamed of actually feeling your genuine emotions, you might tamp those down really hard, right? Or if you think that you're going to get hurt by expressing them genuinely, you might restrain those really hard. But instead we have this mechanism that lets us do it lickety-split, and that's part of the wonder and joy of this show, is that in this creative space, we're able to tell those narrative beats by completely skipping past all the chaff, all the extra stuff that you would need in order to make it feel real and create a sense of verisimilitude and make it believable for the characters. We don't need that because our characters are unbelievable in the first place. So we can just deal in the space of archetypes and ideas. We don't have to fuck around with actually storytelling, like, all around it. We can just storytell at that base layer of ideas. So idea, a huge chunk of your personality that defines who you are, you disagree with, you don't want to be. Okay, let's run an experiment. Straightforward, we take it out. Pop, it's gone. Who are you, and how does everybody else feel about it? You're not you. You're not you. And while our characters in show are like, we love you, Karane, you're still you, we love you, we're gonna get you back, etc., the response that I, as a viewer, having had 2 seasons of this character and getting to know her and, like, and have a feel for her, to her acting different, to her voice actress putting on a different, more flat voice, and to her acting positively towards stuff is, ugh. It's the same response that I get. It's the same response when I watch tech CEOs testify in front of Congress. It's like, ugh, that's lying. There's dishonesty here. That's not real. It's like watching somebody not be themselves, completely lie. It's kind of gross, you know? Ugh. Ooh. I think that's really interesting. And I think where we're going with this is that at core, you, who you are, your identity as such, and there are ways that you can change how that comes across and how you convey it, but who you are is what people are going to value about you. And it's what Rentaro and these other characters value about Karane. And now we get to cue in that sort of dedication, heroism. Who is Rentaro in relation to his girlfriends, and who are they in relation to each other? And we're really playing into the Hakari and Karane portion about the two of them really caring about each other. We sort of, it's a joke that's underlying in the series that they've got, they're sexually attracted to each other and romantically attracted to each other, and there's all sorts of uncertainty around that because of, I mean, like, the world is not sure about gayness still, I guess. So it's all kind of uncertain. It's still kind of jokey and kind of all these things, but we get to it and we show that there's a heart to it here. That's like, actually, I care about you. And I think the most potent, where is it? Yeah, I think the standout portion right here is the statement is like, if this is who you want to be, I will support you and I'm going to fall in love with this person. But fundamentally, I think that you're trying to dismiss a piece of yourself that I don't want you to dismiss. You're uncomfortable with this part of you, but I'm not. I'd actually love to make you more comfortable with it because it's a part of you that I value. And I'd love to give you a space where you feel safe to be that person. I think again, this is a fiction, but in real world examples where people do act and speak in opposition to how they really feel, in many cases it's because they have not been given a space where they can actually play those things out. Where they think that those behaviors, beliefs, feelings will only lead them to negative things. It will lead them to being disparaged or ostracized or pushed away and lose them access to love and care and connection if they're genuine. And the goal state is to be able to be safe and genuine. There are some antisocial behaviors and things that should absolutely not be like acceptable, right? But we need to find ways of handling those and raising people to not engage in those in ways that don't crush their genuineness, in ways that don't crush them and leave them coming out feeling there's something wrong with me and I have to hide it. There's something broken about me and I have to hide it, because it's in those people who think there's something broken about me fundamentally that all sorts of really, really terrible behaviors and thought processes start to stem. So if we want to go the absolute opposite of that direction, we generate spaces where people are comfortable being themselves. And when they do act in ways that are antisocial or not conducive to the social order, we need to figure out ways to indicate that without crushing them. That's a tough, tall order. Examples like this are helpful, at least a little bit. So we'll call it here for this episode because we gotta hop on into the next one. There are all sorts of little beautiful gags that are gaggy and silly. There's breast fondling and Hakari being so silly. There are a bunch of little call-outs by characters in the background during the first half of the episode that were really funny. Some of them I caught, some of them I didn't. All of that's fine. I'd really like to see how this piece wraps and how we get to our finale. So I'm going to just call it here on this episode and move into the next one. Give me a sec to sync everything back up, and we'll be back for the final episode in just a moment. Peace. Okay, we're ready to roll for finale of finales, which is episode 12. And I don't have a title. I can't see it. And our title is 89 to go. So we're mirroring the title from the first one, right? I think. Cool. 89 girlfriends to go. Holy fucking shit, that's a lot of girlfriends. Let's see how we save this one first. Because it would be a darn shame to keep going without Karane being fully herself, you know? Beep beep timer. I love this track. Our final intro. Last time in Mammothville. I'm sad with the intro being the whole mammoth thing that we didn't do like a big old time travel episode where we ended up being in Game Man times, because that would have been fucking awesome. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna set up mirrors and reflect tsunderes at her or something. Maybe a particle incinerator? Yes! We're gonna do a spirit bomb. A spirit soon. Okay. If we don't reference Spirit's Bomb, then I think I give up. In theory, maybe. Oh, to shoot our... The math checks out. I see no flaws with this logic. It's perfect. We'll all... Oh. They'll fight. Maybe we have a beam battle of tsunderes? Hmm. Did he just say Psychomu? Whoa! He's gonna Guardians of the Galaxy channel it in. Wait, whoa. Wait. Mm-hmm. God, oh my god. We had a Boo. We had a God, there were so many. That was awesome. The intro was a recap. Was that outfit the cat dude? Yeah. I don't know his name. I stopped watching at a certain point. Everybody has rays. You are Ultropy. I wonder what horrifying rays... No! No! Put that woman on a leash. Awesome. Untrue truths. False. Wiggle. Out. Oh, the rays. They're leaving my body. This is the pressure that she's under all the time? Incredible. Karane? This is a lovely loop. You know, little loop. Oh, it's good. Yeah. It's not like I wish to be useful. Disappear? Aw. Ainda, Karane? She's tune about her own beauty. Oh. Oh. Ow. Just crushing. I don't know, man. It broke her. I'm giving my own tsunderes. It's not like I like the show or anything, Baka. It's not like I look at Retro as an idol. Yes, we have birthed a fusion reaction. We're all gonna die. Oh shit. I hope it all goes into Rentaro and he becomes a Toon. That would be great if he becomes a Toon. I did it. Keep going. I think that's it. You got you're being a channel for the tsunderes. You gotta channel the tsunderes. Hmm. With your love transmuted into something. Yeah. You got it. It's up to her. It's up to her. So we'll cheerlead. With her real voice. Yes. Yes. Wow. Oh. Oh God. Say something, tsundere. Is it done? She back. Oh wow, we wrapped it in half so we can have an ending? Oh man, what are we gonna do? Aww. Fighting through the tune. It means so much more when she fights through the tune. No, she's fighting through it. That's all you get. Hmm. It feels like we may have improved the dere without getting rid of the tune. More chibi. Good, good. Just a little bit more. I'm just gonna go around and tell all the stories. Yeah! Yeah, could have really fucked us up. Hmm. So this chapter happened. We're just rewriting them in. Yeah, yep, don't do it. We don't need no other timelines or whatever the fuck that generates. I don't think that's what they mean, but yeah, it's close. Insane. Say it more. Censor. Censor. I don't know why they got me. Mm. Hey, he's finally here. We love you. We're gonna say it. Aw, fuck. We're just gonna do a little love train, huh? We're all gonna tell you how we love you. Next. Next. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Truly impressive. Truly impressive. Whoosh. That's fine. This is great. Oh fuck. It's too much. Fuck, man. It's great. Yeah, one of those things is not like the others. Could never hate you. That's true. 100%. Hmm. Utsukushiku. Is. That's cool. Beautiful indeed. Okay. Hmm. 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 Forbidden depths. Last but not least. I haven't. Oh. Let's not get in the nitpicking. Yes, actually. Well, it's going to inspire you to give back, right? Like, that's what he's about to say. It's virtuous, right? Like, do I deserve this? Yeah. The holy D. uh, it is genuine. It just keeps flowing, right? And all those other things that I haven't mentioned. Yes, the whole world. Hell yeah. Well, I feel like I have to plug in and follow the format here, right? I spent the intro talking about how important a thing this is and how important a character this is. Rentaro, for being someone that always, always, always lands on the side of trying to help, for being an example of a young man in a world where examples of men are usually terrible, for caring, for trying, for wanting to see people as they are and embrace them. I value your existence and I love you, Rentaro. And the same goes for the damn show. And for a whole bunch more things that I don't have a minute and 30 of sped up time to list all through. Because it's like everything. It's like everything. We find ways in every episode in multiple facets to demonstrate what would a good character do in this position. And then we plug Rentaro into that equation. He stands as exemplary because he's an example. The episode itself is, I think it's got a great format. I think it's got a great idea to it. Everyone else coming together to make the thing happen has been our way of creating climaxes in 100 Girlfriends from the start, kind of. And I think it's excellent. We did it last season with everybody coming together to do the big rescue sort of thing. And here, it's a big rescue. Instead of getting somebody from, like, being restrained by circumstances, it's going and getting somebody back, getting back who you really are. And so each of them takes on those characteristics, right? Like, which in a way is like, that's empathy. That's what it means to, like, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. They each do that. They each get to say something, and that creates a really fun little loop where each of our characters gets to demonstrate something, and it ends up being fun because it's like they get to act out of character dramatically while still affirming something that's importantly in their character. It's not as if I want to be myself exactly, right? I think it's deeply fun. And then it becomes this insane moment where it all channels down to one character's choice, Rentaro. One character's way of phrasing things. And what he eventually comes to as these, like, tsundere ideas come through him, as there's this pressure on him to act that way, what he comes to is love. He understands what it means to be a tsundere because it's, like, flowing through him, and loves her more for it, and then says that outright in his own voice, right? In his own non-tsundere, straightforward way. And it's at that point that he's able to deliver that energy to her. I love you. Not baka, I don't actually, whatever, I'm not really, like, doing this for you. That lets him understand it, and then from that understanding, he's able to choose, and he says, I love you, and that gives it to her. Bam! I think the scene itself is so weirdly gorgeous. It's a cool thing that the show's able to do by being able to jump into these strange vibes and change its tone so dramatically. It ends up being gorgeous and really striking and honestly emotional, in the same way that he's able to kind of be honestly emotional. A lot of the time in comedy, it's like, yeah, we're being emotional, but we're waiting for a gag. Or it's like, yeah, this is important, but it's going to be funny, and we're going to take the piss out of it. We're going to make it a joke at some point. So I can't really feel it wholeheartedly. Here it feels like we get a chance to be honestly open and honestly emotional. The show opens up a little bit and gives us the room to take it seriously. I think that's clever, and it takes some care to do that. It takes some care to do that. Just like it takes some care to do, humor in a really dark setting, it takes care to do seriousness in a really humorous setting, because otherwise everything feels like it can be a joke, and that serious point you were trying to get across falls apart too under the scrutiny of humor. But instead, we're able to carve it out. We're able to carve out some real sincerity. We're able to carve out this moment where each of them is all tsundere, and then each of them gets to be dere, gets to be true and honest. We need you to be whole. I actually can see you crocheting. Like, it's not antithetical to your character. And there are jokes within it too. You know, you're my only home run butt hitter. I need you to be butting me. But what it actually demonstrates is that each of them has had interactions with the real person who she is. And if she dispenses with that person, with that element of her, she dispenses with the whole person. And it's not the same. They will miss her. So they're able to speak it genuinely. And she's back. Bam! As soon as can be. With a little bit of dere still mixed in. And then we get to follow up with an additional loop where each of them goes around and talks about kind of how much they care about Rentaro, and then flip that into directly saying it to his face. The whole episode is like, we take all of our nebulous ideas and we're just going to lay these out real straightforward at the end, so that we make sure that you know them. You know them for real. These characters love each other. Each of them is able to find a long list of things that they really deeply care about him. And the one note that I made at the end of this episode was that it's different aspects that are loved by others. You're a whole person with all sorts of different elements. And we talked about this in the beginning in a different context, in the idea that people are so multifaceted that when you find somebody who's acting in a way that you like, you can engage with and be reverent of and idolize and idealize those things without the whole person, right? You don't need to look at the whole person and all of their flaws. You can just be like, wow, that's a set of behaviors that I really like. I really like how that guy treats his wife, right? Like, I was watching a family in a store, and the kids started acting up, and the dad acted in a way that wasn't abusive. And it's like, wow, that's an example of a way to be. I don't have to know everything about the guy. I don't have to believe in him or whatever. I can just take that example. Each of these characters has a different element of Rentaro, his genuine self that he really acts as, that they believe in and love and cherish deeply. So what's the lesson there? The lesson there, to me, is if you cut any genuine aspect of yourself out, you're cutting out all the people who would fall in love with that person. I think that's how it ties, for me, right into the tsundere thing as well. Karane has lots of things about her beyond her tune-ness that make her wonderful. But a lot of the interactions that she's had with all of us have been off the basis of who she fully is. And if she were not that person, we would not have those interactions. And so those moments, like sumoing her out of the ring or beating her with a bat, we want her in fullness. We want her whole. And each of them wants the whole Rentaro. Even if they only value a piece of it, what gets everybody the most value, including Rentaro, is if he acts whole, complete. I think that's really cool. So, like, how do we endeavor to act whole? How do we find and uncover the parts of ourselves that are missing, that are loving and compassionate and all of those things, especially if we don't have examples of them, especially if we don't even have words for them. We don't have their gobbledygook, right? And I'm going to be as gobbledygook as I can. How do we be all of these things that the characters say that they love about Rentaro? One place to start is by watching characters like Rentaro, I think. And then reflecting on the self and pulling those parts up, right? As though they're lost in the ocean. We're dredging them up out of yourself because they're there. They're there. They're capable of being there. Just like you're capable of dredging violence up out of yourself, just like you're capable of dredging all sorts of things, you're capable of dredging compassion and capable of dredging the ability to be nurturing and loving and all of these different things. So find examples that speak to you and then try to figure out where they resonate inside you and become more whole. Become more whole. Fill yourself out. And if you the show sort of says that if you're whole and you're able to express love in all sorts of ways, it'll be reflected back at you by all sorts of people in all sorts of ways. I think that's true as true can be. I think it's beautiful. It serves as such a deep, important refresher and reminder to me that when I start getting cynical, when I start getting resentful, when I start forgetting about the things that connect me, I just have to remember that almost everything that I've ever gained in the world, I've gained by starting out with the premise of I'm going to give and then it'll probably come back to me. I'm going to try to create and probably something cool will happen. I'm going to try to be as well as I can be and as open as I can be, and to create positivity and to generate an aura around me of like, if anyone comes near me, their life is improved a little bit. And when I engage in that kind of an attitude and that kind of behavior, it reflects and my life gets better and people feel love. It's not necessarily that they fall in love with you back because you're going to have 100 girlfriends, right? It's not exactly that, but it creates more love, and that love resonates out and it resonates back. And then I experience more love in my environment because there's more of it around me. And I don't see a downside to it. To becoming whole, to acting with love as a premise, as like the baseline, as the starting point. Before I understand the other person, before I get what they're going through, before I have the chance to choose compassion or to like to rationalize it away, it's like, no, we start at a baseline of, hi, other human, what's up? You're on this planet with me and we're all in it together. Let's go from there. Rent a Rose is a purely romantic context. It's about being good to people who love you back, loving and loving back, and the virtuous cycle of making yourself worthy and giving love in order to be worthy of the love that you receive back. Of feeling like you have to do more because you're so grateful for what you've been given. And then giving more, and then the other person feels that way too, and then you feel that way, and then they feel that way, and you're both giving to each other in this harmonic loop that's like, it starts really going. I think the show just exemplifies that so perfectly, and I'm deeply grateful for it. Sorry for the barky dog being barky, but I was about to wrap and say thank you so much for watching 100 Girlfriends with me, and I hope that if you have a takeaway, it's that you can be like him a little bit. Just a little bit. And it might mean a lot. Thanks very much for watching. I'll throw up a poll pretty soon for what we're going to watch next, and I hope to see you there. Much love. Peace.